All right, this is another new edition of Reaching for the Stars with Sonny. I have a beautiful young lady with me today on our show. It's a pleasure to actually have her. Her name is Sherri Shar from Mercedes Ladies. Yes, indeed. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
All right. Yeah, so it's been quite a while, Sherri, since I seen you last time and the whole bit. So you got a lot going on in reference to new tracks. I'm sure a lot of things happen in your life in reference to your traveling, moving around a lot, in the studio 24/7, I'm sure.
Yes.
So how you feel about everything that's going on so far?
Well, I feel as the journey of Mercedes Ladies, if you read the book, it's about our journey, which we were the first female all DJ and rap group in hip-hop history from the Bronx.
Right.
And the book is basically about our journey, going up against an all-male arena.
Wow.
It was like first female hip-hop single artists like Sha, you know, Lisa Lee, and people like that, but it was no all-female group.
Right.
So we were all-female group. And my book is based on from me as a child growing up and what led me into wanting to do this, because I grew up in the Bronx.
Right.
I grew up in Vice Avenue, Garden Street.
Twins, we both grew up on Vice.
All in the Bronx. And, you know, come from my mom had 11 kids.
Wow.
And
big family.
no dad around.
Right.
So, you know, when you come through something like that, you had to, at that time of that era, you know, you was out there and you had to really was trying to seek your way. Without no mentors.
Gotcha.
Especially for females.
Right, of course.
So, you know, the book is about my journey and how I led to being one of the co-founders of the Mercedes Ladies.
What's the name of the book, if you don't mind, so they know?
Oh, yes, the Mercedes Ladies is Mercedes Ladies by Sherri Shar, and you could get it on Barnes & Nobles or Amazon.com.
Fantastic. Y'all look out for that book for Sherri.
Yes, and it's the first female hip-hop novel ever published. Actually, it's the same people that did Biggie Small book,
really?
but I wrote my own story.
That's great.
It was,
look at that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing there.
And it was a struggle to get that published, but during this time, we was in Vibe magazine, Hip Hop Divas, that they had did this book. It was Missy Elliott, Mary J. Blige on the cover, but it was about all the females in the hip hop game, and they did we was featured in there, and we was the beginning of the page. From that led to I always kept a diary, and you know, Rob Kenner was the editor. Top editor at Vibe at that time. Kennard Gibbs was there.
Kennard Gibbs,
and
very familiar with him.
And Mimi Valdez, she was there.
Okay.
So this is the time when Keniston was merging with Vibe.
Wow, look at that.
Which Vibe was going to actually do all of the promotion. For hip hop books. They even had they had a line of books that was going to come out. Murder C, Everybody book. Biggie, and mine was the female book, and so it was the merging of that. And Keniston and Vibe. So I was able to get that deal. I worked my butt off because at the time I had a story, and I knew a excellent story of women who paved this way and the struggles and stuff that they went through.
Early hip hop.
Early hip hop, not just being in the game, but as females, growing up as young women of color.
Exactly.
You know, without the stereotype that you was going to become pregnant or something. So it was us females that all came from poverty and hard times in our home, and how we end up becoming something that made hip hop history.
Absolutely.
So it's a journey, and it reaches not just of it's not a book talking about how we got done wrong in the game. It's actually a book of, from my eyes, the vision and things that was experienced and things that should be said, because it was at that time you had drugs out there, you had a lot of things going on, and being females, you wasn't taken serious. Being females, it was really a struggle, and my book captures all of the struggles, everything we went through from the beginning to the end. And it's Publisher Weekly said it's the first inspirational book they ever read in a long time.
I can't wait to get it. Make sure I gotta call you up. You're gonna mail me out a copy. I'm surprised you didn't actually bring it with you, but I'm sure you'll take care of me next time.
I will take care of you next time. It's the thing, you know, when you sign to a publishing company, they give you a certain amount of books. And then you know, when you're telling them you need some more books, it's that time limit. So I guess, you know, they don't want you to have the books in your
in your possession. Right,
Yeah,
at that time until the actual.
When you go on Amazon, put Mercedes Ladies up.
Oh, yeah.
You could go on YouTube. You have Karis one bigging up my book.
Okay.
David D doing the interview on me.
Right.
And it's just through this book it kept our name into this generation today.
Right.
I've been in. My book was featured in over 18 issues of Vibe magazine.
Wow. Look at that.
I was featured in Japan magazine. I have people that from all countries saying how can they get my book, like through the Facebook and stuff.
Right.
And I did a speech in Fordham University where a professor called me.
Right.
And he said he took my book to Spain and he taught a class in Spain featured on the women in hip hop, and he used my book.
Wow.
And and I just got a call yesterday. Cornell University want me to come April 7th and do a lecture speech because they take one of the songs. They take the book,
right,
and they make the class do essays on my book, and my mind is just blown off of that.
Well, it's so funny that you said that. I used to work for an architect firm. Just a quick story, and my architect firm, they actually did the plans for Cornell University. That's up towards Buffalo, so you got a little ways to go.
Yes, they just called me and asked me would I do it, and I said I would proudly do it, and it was the woman who hooked me up to do the one at Fordham University.
Okay.
And she said, Sherri, these women, she said, the university can't wait to see you. Like, they just are that you're coming because they all read your book and they did like an essay and they just was like begging to get you up there. And I was like, wow. And it's just a seed that I planted. It's like, I was never one to sit there and growing up and soak in my sorrow. Why I grew up into this, why I got to go through this, why I got to live from pillar to post, why my mom had all these kids, why, I grew up like this is what the moment that I'm in, and I always dreamed outside of whatever I was going through.
Right, and you stood positive.
I stood positive, and the women, Mercedes Ladies, well, actually, who started it was me, Tracy T, R.D. Smalley, and a little bit. We're the ones that started, but all together.
Right.
And then we end up meeting Baby D, who became our DJ. RD was a DJ.
Right.
Then we bought Zena Z and Everdef.
Wow.
And then they was two MCs, and all of us was from the Bronx, from single homes.
Okay.
And we used to get in trouble because we would go rehearse and come home at 3, and my mother didn't know what I was doing. According to her, I was going to have a bunch of babies and everything else, but she didn't understand the hip-hop game. And hip-hop, what is that? But I knew my mom had a lot of kids, so she wasn't going to come look for me.
No.
I just had to pay for the consequences when I got home.
When you got home, because you knew you was doing something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was actually a moment.
Not to cut you, how's all the girls that's within the group? Have you heard from any of them? You in contact still?
Yeah, well, Mercedes Ladies went to 2 parts. Baby D had left to do her a record, because it was so much we went through. It took its toll on the girls.
Of course it does, right.
And Tracy T had left.
Right.
LaSpank was a third DJ that came in, but she had left and started her own crew.
Okay.
So it started wearing. So I towards the middle section is when I brought my 2 sisters, Sty and Miss P.
Oh, you added them later.
Yeah, I added them later because my mother didn't want them to be in it before.
Right.
She didn't know what I was doing. She thought it was a gang. She didn't know what it was. So, so we brought them. And
Mom, she's all right.
Yeah. my mom died 3 years ago, so she got to see my book. Yes, that was touching.
That was a good, I'm sure. Right.
So they joined, and then we became. My mother said, "Well, why don't you start singing?" And we was like, come on, Mom, they don't sing in hip hop. You really,
right.
We talking about what's going on in hip hop.
This is an MC type situation.
But we actually ended up singing.
Right.
And my mom used to sing, so she kind of coached us into it.
Okay.
So we was singing and rapping, and that's when my sisters came in.
Okay.
And at that time, we was doing shows for Dave Winfield Foundation.
Wow. Yeah. Baseball player.
We started working with Donald D. We did the record with him, Come Rock to Don.
Yeah.
Did that one.
Donald?
And we also did a song with Russell Simmons, the Can.
Absolutely.
And we started doing a lot of shows and we came into singing.
Okay.
But it was phenomenal women, sisterhood bond that you would. When you read the book, you unbelievable.
I can't wait. It sounds exciting because you're going back to the very beginning, I'm sure, of the roots of starting out and actually the group actually branching out together and learning each other's traits, because a lot of times when women, you're not going to always, things are going to come up, situations that they're going to feel that that they should be right, you should be right, and I guess the bond itself.
It was a bond. It was a sisterhood bonded, and we went through hell.
Right.
And we used to go out there to see Grandmaster Flash.
Right.
So they was kind of our inspiration, because we was like, well, why is no women out here doing this? So that was kind of our inspiration. But we used to go to their jams all the time, and and then we had troubles like your mom letting you out, because at the time talking about we were like 14 and stuff like that, and wanting to get out there.
Okay.
But so we got inspiration for that. But for my book was also healing and therapy for me.
Right.
Because of growing up, and then me and my mom, didn't get along because of the fact that I was out there running streets, and that was just to run away from things that was happening at home. Right. So actually my book leads into when me and my mom actually started bonding as mother and daughter, where I understood her.
Absolutely.
And
it just took some understanding.
It took some understanding. So the book is about sisterhood and mother and daughter. It's just a bonding thing with against the odds, I should say.
Exactly. It takes in growing and maturing, and moms, they're not always going to be right in reference to what you're doing, but if you pay your dues, you pay your way towards within the industry, and she sees that it's something positive and it turned out to be, Sherri.
And it turned out to be.
And I'm very proud of you.
Yes, and it was like I look at my mom, and I'm so glad that we bonded.
Right.
And when she kept saying, "Get that book out, get that book," and before she passed away, was able to finish and get it published.
Okay.
And she just was so happy, and she said, "I know you painted me like I used to beat you." I said, "No, I ain't doing none of that." But I understood.
You understood.
And in the beginning of my book, it shows how I didn't really get it. In my eyes coming up, I was like, my mom had all these kids. Where's the father? He don't want to do nothing. And coming home from school, and you getting eviction notices on the door, and we had to live from pillar to post. But my mom, then when I looked at her as another light, she's a phenomenal woman. She didn't give us up, turn her back on us. Yeah, we struggled, but it taught me to be the woman I am today. Because there's nothing or no storm that I cannot go through and still stand up and smile.
Amen.
So I look at that. And
you look at that and see that going a lot of way.
And that book was actually, me writing it was therapy.
See, and look at that. See, not only that, now when you go out to the book signings and you explain to these people you give them a little bit of enlightenment of the book and show them in terms of course they got to read it to see your struggle.
Right.
And because you're telling it like it is.
Right.
But what's good about it also, when they see your face of somebody in hip hop starting from there, and this is when hip hop wasn't taken by storm or was taken serious.
Right.
You had people that was at the time, because I was within that era as well, as you know. A lot of times is that you had to go out and prove yourself.
Yeah.
Not just on stage.
That's right.
But the people around you that was already
in the streets.
Right.
In the streets.
Absolutely.
68 Park.
Right.
If you didn't get up there and prove yourself.
Right.
And the thing about it, we were all women.
Okay.
But we used to wear our jeans and our sweatshirts with the Velcro on it. We wanted to look a little sexy, fly girl look with the big shrimp earrings. We was all pretty. We was all, so you couldn't tell us nothing.
Nothing at all.
But we had to get out there, and it was just not about our looks. It was like you had to battle, and that was to get in them streets, and you're in the Bronx, and then you go to playing Queens and Brooklyn, and you ain't representing yourself, right?
Right.
So we did our thing, and we paid our way.
That's good.
And I was overwhelmed when my book got published, because our story, it needed to be told.
It needed to be told.
And look back at it, and you'd be like, wow, we went through all of this.
We went through everything. Now, are you also explaining in reference towards the girls that you worked with, for instances with them as well? Or is it just about your lifestyle in terms of being within the group?
It's about growing up from a child and everything I experienced that hurt me.
Okay.
And how did I end up meeting some phenomenal women?
Right.
And we end up forming the group Mercedes Ladies.
That's great.
So it's taken it through the whole thing of my life.
You're branching that in as it comes in terms of your point of your lifestyle, of what you experienced, and then the love of ladies itself, and becoming a group. And that's a beautiful thing. See, yeah, we need that more, and that's a great thing. And this is great for the younger ladies that comes up inside. Because sometimes, like I said, you're not going to see eye to eye on things, but as long as you guys have communication, understand that's important.
It's important.
And also, you want to also. involve your parents. Let them know.
Yeah.
It's like, don't get me wrong, I understood your case of coming up that it had to be hidden because parents back then was a little bit more sheltered. They
That's
held
right.
you. Right.
That's right.
And now it's like kids have a little bit more freedom and they're able to do more. But you want to still, the honesty and just communication and understanding is what paves the way in terms of you making a longevity future.
Yes,
right.
And so now, I signed with a management team now.
Right. All right.
Around 7. And I'm excited about that because now it's doing my brand.
Okay.
And they're doing the brand and working hard and writing a script, and everything is just coming to my vision of what I want,
Look at that.
The brand Sherri Shar. And I did, it's so funny, all the times when I was rapping, and we was Mercedes ladies and all that.
Right.
Then everybody went their way and, separated and everything. But I got that book through and was able to get into the magazines. I was on Star's channel, 5 Sides of the Coin.
Look
they
at
did
that.
a documentary.
Okay.
Chuck D was talking about us and my book at the beginning of that My Mic Sound Nice, the one that Missy Elliott did that show on B.E.T.
Right.
So I've been on a lot of things, and it's just time to
branch
move
out now.
forward.
Exactly.
Move forward for my brand,
Right.
And so now I have all of these producers that sent me tracks from Atlanta, from
I heard your
places.
track. You are still.
And they're like, can you tag this track? And I'm like, are you serious? And so
and we're gonna play a track for you guys later within the show.
I'm in the studio, and I'm just like, everybody's like, I said, well, you know what? We got inducted to the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
Right.
So Mercedes ladies did.
That's
yes,
great.
we did.
Yeah. Wow.
And with that all said, is that I'm getting in the track. I could still do it.
Okay.
I'm a legend, and I'm doing it because I can. And it's like I'm there,
Right.
And to get to become a
you
legend,
paved the way to be.
you're there.
You're there.
You could do whatever you want to do.
And you could explain to a lot of you can show in terms of the talent that's out now these days, and people in reference towards you paved the way, Sherri, and they have to understand that a lot of them, they need to go back to the roots and see where it actually started. Also for women itself. And I'm glad that you started the brand. The book is very inspiring, and we need something like that out. Just to give a little bit more, you want to make people aware of how hard it was and how easy it is for you guys now. See, now you got to understand, we never had social media.
No.
We never had those type of things.
That's right.
Our voice was the streets.
Right, that's right.
It was, or you was lucky if you knew somebody in radio that maybe passed your stuff on.
Exactly.
And from person to person, what gave you a shot to get in the door. Do you remember those days, Sherri?
Yeah, it was a struggle.
Right.
And you had to be built for it because you couldn't.
No question.
You had to be built for it, and it made you see what are you built of and what's your work.
What's your work?
Understand?
Right. Absolutely.
And the message I give, even now, to even get called to come speak in the colleges, I'm just like ecstatic about that. And it's like these young generation that want to see me and read my book and had to do an essay, and I'm like, wow, and I'm so like, I'm like, oh wow, okay, so I'm just awe about that.
Absolutely.
And my message is that I always tell people, because people be like, I think here in society we put tags on everything, and when you put tags, everybody's can't go across that tag because they feel they like this. It's kind of stagnating.
Right.
And the thing is that people be like, oh, I can't do this now because I'm too old to be doing this. Oh, I can't do this. When you stop dreaming, you die.
Absolutely.
If you have no more dreams, then it don't make sense to go on.
You said it in pure words.
My words. If you stop dreaming, you die. Sherri Shar never stops dreaming. Yep. I was in the '80s. Yep.
Right.
Arthur. Yep.
And you're not giving up.
Some tracks.
Exactly.
Yep. Now it's going other.
It's another phase in your life now, and you know what my inspiration in reference to what you just explained, from the book to being down with Mercedes ladies to being Sherri Shar.
Yes.
What I love about you, Sherri Shar, that I have always seen in terms of a person of value that gave an aspect towards hip hop.
Right.
And see, to me, that's the best thing that anyone can actually give, because you're giving back from where you came from, of where you've been and where you're going. and then what you're doing now in terms of being out there and still giving the sense of letting people know that, listen, I just want to be, I want to be respectful in the sense that I can go to someone's school, explain to people that's trying to get into the music industry, give them a little enlightenment of the old school to new school, but let them know also is that let them look at your stuff that you had out.
That's right.
And let them look at what you have out now.
Exactly.
And then you can see the difference of as you get older, it doesn't sometimes make you just be in the sense of that just as flavorful. You're still killing them on the mic. When I came up to the studio and I saw you up in Mount Vernon, remember?
Yes,
we ran into each other and we had a great time that night too.
Right.
You hung out with my brother and everybody was up in Mount Vernon. When he had you in that studio, I saw a sense of a proud woman that your hip hop standards has not changed, not just in reference towards of where your music was, your new style in terms of what you can bring with it, with the flow that you had back then, and that's what I enjoyed.
On the board with Sherri and a couple of powerful women.
Okay.
Which they doing the preservation of women in hip hop.
Right.
And it's going to be a 3-day event. In June.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I got to send you the
information so you
Definitely. We need to get all of them on there.
Yes.
I'll set up a show for them as well.
Yes. Right. And so I'm part of that team to help this 3-day event.
Right.
And it's going to be fabulous. They got all kind of sponsors. They got phenomenal speakers.
Okay.
It's going to be nice. So Sherri asked me, shout out to Sherri, to be on the board.
Shout out.
So,
hey, Shah.
And, shout out to all Mercedes ladies. We're always sisters forever.
Absolutely.
And I don't stop and just keep going. Like, that's me.
That's
you.
Me. That's it.
I don't get it wrong. I'm a woman. As women go through our little, everybody's like, why you don't speak about relationships and stuff like that? And then I thought about it. I was like, why don't do?
Wow, look at that.
That'll be a whole new.
That'll be a whole new thing. But listen, my girl Sherri, let's give her a hand.
Yes, thank you.
I'm so glad she got a chance to join this show with us tonight. And again, this is Sonny's new edition of Reaching for the Stars. Big up to QPTV with Time Warner. And we're going to do another show on Sherri. And I want you guys to get her book. What's the name of the book again? Give it one more.
Mercedes Ladies on Amazon.com and Barnes & Nobles by Sherri Shar.
And give your email so they can reach you.
My email is Sherri Shar, SherriSher 0114 @gmail.com.
All right. Listen, it's been great seeing everybody. Another edition of Sonny's show will be out within the next week. I look forward to seeing all you guys again. Sherri Shar, Queen of Hip Hop.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care of yourself. Good seeing everyone.
Peace.
That wraps up another episode of Sonny's edition of Reaching for the Stars with the lovely Sherri Shar. Make sure that you check out her book online by going to Yahoo or Google.com and type in the search engine Mercedes Ladies, a novel by Sherri Shar, or go to a bookstore near you and request a copy of this wonderful piece of literature. Also check out this new song by Sherri Shar. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.
Soon as I walk in the spot, I got all those eyes on me. I went from rag to riches, them bitches lying on me. Wherever I go, you know it's like them niggas spying on me. No one decide for me, even the ones that ride for me. Not a sticker, pick up your hands, but hold them high for me. Niggas a die for me, even get drunk and high for me. Be very clear, I'm international, known everywhere. Ladies and gent, the hardest artist known, Sherri Shar. How many times I'm gonna remind you of a top model? Well known for the grown and sexy, plus we popping bottles. Hope you don't get too open when you see what I'm working with. Turns on to Sam, that David Berkowitz, hawking me a little just like you stalking me. From the back to the front, they all wanna talk to me. We may talk, but you better be talking, getting money, or just keep walking, cause it's nothing else you getting from me. 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 Soon as I walk in the spot, I got all those eyes on me. So shout out to all my always ride for me. So shout out to all my hitters, always ride for me. A living legend, man. There's no denying, homie. I told you I roll with the baddest bitches that's on the effing mouth be on some grown man. Huh. I know some slick chicks that strictly stick around gorillas. I'm a problem from Harlem, always stick around them killers. While your mouth is running, man, no doubt you know that I'm coming, fam. Not personal, strictly business. Let's get this money, man. I'm getting this money, man. I'm getting this money, man. I'm getting this money, man. Soon as I walk in the spot, I got all those eyes on me. So shout out to all my
Now, thanks for checking this song and staying tuned with another episode of Reaching for the Stars with your host, Sonny Warren. Be sure to check out this episode online as well as many other shows from Sonny Warren. Have a nice day.